Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus Channel. Running one of the largest navies in the world means that the US not only has more naval power, but there is also a bigger chance of things to go wrong. That includes everything from fires to sailors falling overboard. Because most US Navy submarines, like the Virginia class, are nuclear-powered, they often go on 90-day-long patrols. During this time, they are only limited by how much food they can carry. Before diving for patrol, Virginia-class submarines go through various stages of preparation. The crew tests the ship's systems, including propulsion, armament, and communications. The main ballast tanks are lightly flooded, and the submarine's subsystems are tested, particularly the sonar, navigation, and control surfaces. All hatches are secured. The pressure inside the submarine hull is equalized, and the boat is cleared to dive into patrol depth once seaworthiness is established. Even before the submarine dives, problems may occur, such as a sailor falling overboard. In the event of a man-overboard incident on board a US Navy submarine, the first crew member to notice the problem immediately tosses over a light and smoke-emitting beacon and shouts, "Man overboard," and indicates which side. This command is quickly repeated by everyone. The officer of the deck immediately conveys this to control, triggering a rapid chain of events. If conditions allow, the submarine will circle back and launch a small boat. Qualified members of the team prepare for a possible rescue mission. Another big enemy of US Navy vessels is fire on board. Fires can quickly spread and ignite fuel or munitions. Therefore, they must be stopped immediately. During a fire drill aboard a US Navy submarine, the alarm is sounded as soon as a fire or smoke is detected. The crew must act fast, blocking every compartment and shutting off HVAC, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems to prevent smoke from spreading. The crew puts on respirators and firefighting gear and attacks the flames with fire extinguishment equipment. The appointed damage control party assesses the site while continuing attempts to extinguish the fire. Ohio-class ballistic missile submarines, or their cruise missile variant, the SSGN, are known for being very quiet. For that reason, these vessels are also ideal for inserting forces into contested areas for clandestine operations. In order to allow special forces, such as US Navy SEALs, to operate from SSGN, it was fitted with a dry deck shelter. These shelters house craft such as combat rubber raiding craft, CRRC, and other equipment. Once a safe area has been located to launch the SEALs, usually over the horizon, the submarine surfaces, and the SEALs set off to perform their mission. Due to extensive safety protocols and training, the chances of a man overboard mob emergency on a U.S. Navy aircraft carrier are relatively minimal. On average, just over 10 persons fall overboard U.S. Navy vessels per year. However, the risk remains owing to crowded, fast-paced environment on the deck, as well as the sea state and weather conditions. To prepare for such accidents, continual training and safety practices are required. That is where regular training comes in. In mob situations, a Williamson turn, which is a complicated turning maneuver, is initiated by the bridge crew of the carrier. A rib, rigid hull inflatable boat is launched from the carrier's davit system. While the rib launches the rescue, the rest of the crew muster to confirm all hands are accounted for. Once the mob victim has been rescued, they are taken to the sickbay to be cleared medically. Ribs are launched using a davit, which is a crane-like device with pulleys and support arms for controlled lowering over the carrier's side into the water. The boat is removed from its cradle and firmly secured to the davit system. The crew then checks that all their equipment is safe before boarding the rib while still on the launch deck. The boat officer gives the command to lower the boat once all crew are aboard and wearing life vests. The hoist is then smoothly released by the davit system operator, allowing the rib to descend into the sea below. The crew unhooks the hoist cables when the boat is in the water. When the coxswain is sure the vessel is clear of the lines, he starts the outboard engines and maneuvers the rib away from the ship's hull and propeller wash. One of the worst scenarios a ship's crew can face is the abandoned ship drill. The order to abandon a ship is a last-ditch directive issued only when a naval vessel, such as an aircraft carrier, is in imminent danger of sinking. Whether due to combat damage, catastrophic technological failures, or natural disasters such as fires or storms. When the crew hears the directive, it is alerted by the ship's general announcing system, MC1, which is often enhanced by klaxon arms and flashing lights. Each crew member is trained to carry personal flotation devices and survival kits to their respective muster stations. Muster stations are strategically placed near life rafts, slides, ribs, and other small boats stored on the deck. Life rafts and ribs are swiftly released from their cradles using the quick release mechanisms. Because lifeboats play a crucial role in crew survival at sea, they are rigorously tested before being declared operational. Lifeboats must withstand the initial deployment and often rough seas and other difficult situations after launch. Therefore, these types of vessels are made from durable composite materials or puncture-resistant rubbers. Many of the boats used as lifeboats, as well as those used by the U.S. Coast Guard, are self-righting vessels. Self-righting vessels are designed to flip upright if capsized, lowering the risk of sinking or endangering the crew. They have an unusual hull design and weight distribution. The United States Coast Guard's motor lifeboats and rigid-hulled inflatable boats are two notable examples, both of which are regularly utilized in rescue operations and heavy seas. If a wave throws them over, they will right themselves in seconds. When the U.S. Coast Guard gets called out to a vessel in distress, it often must operate in the worst sea conditions. Motor lifeboats are strong, self-righting vessels built to resist difficult conditions, such as gales, heavy seas, and surf zones. They are well known for their remarkable seaworthiness and play an important part in search and rescue missions, even in the most challenging marine settings. The United States Coast Guard's rescue capabilities are diverse, with one essential component being its fleet of vessels, such as self-righting motor lifeboats. These lifeboats, designed to withstand extreme weather and rough waves, are crucial to the USCG's readiness to preserve lives and property at sea. During U.S. Navy aircraft carrier swim calls, select sailors known as Shark Watch stand guard in a similar spirit of alertness and safety. Their mission is to identify potential predatory hazards in the areas where sailors take their swim calls. They are armed with shark-popping bullets and safeguard the safety of the crew, who are enjoying a little respite in the open. Usually, no shark is seen, but that can change at any moment. When a shark is spotted during a swim call, shark watchers are trained to act swiftly to lessen the potential hazard. Typically, their initial course of action is to fire warning shots at the shark to entice it to leave the area without harming it. During a swim call in Oceania in 2020, a shark watchguard from the Coast Guard cutter Kimball spotted a shark 6 to 8 feet long encroaching on the crew enjoying leisure swim time. The guard fired at the sea predator, successfully scaring it away. The roughly 40 crew members were then quickly and securely removed from the waters. The shark appeared unharmed, a testament to the watch's skill and the precautions taken to limit injury while ensuring personnel safety. Unfortunately, not all shark encounters end well. If a shark attacks someone, the injury is usually characterized by deep wounds and heavy bleeding. Time is of the essence, and that is where the U.S. Coast Guard's MH-65 Dolphin helicopter can save a life due to its speed. Once the distress call is received, the crew is scrambled, flies directly to the scene, and is briefed on their way. A rescue swimmer, aviation survival technician, is lowered down to the deck via a rescue winch. The victim is secured into a stretcher, and then they are winched up to the helicopter, from where they are flown to the nearest medical facility. Members of the U.S. Coast Guard can handle a multitude of oceanic situations, including diving under polar ice caps. Under ice diving training for USCG divers is often held in colder climates, such as Alaska. Training entails acquiring crucial abilities, such as entering and exiting through small ice holes, underwater navigation in low visibility, and responding quickly to equipment freeze-ups. They also study survival skills, such as how to use heating equipment to prevent hypothermia. Their extensive training takes place under the scrutiny of highly trained instructors, who can assist them to learn the most from their controlled training environment. Our oceans can be quite a hostile environment, with massive storms and dangerous animals, such as sharks. In the U.S. Navy and U.S. Coast Guard, personnel are trained to handle whatever the ocean throws their way. Situations can range from abandoning ships to keeping sharks away from sailors who have deserved a swim call after months of military discipline and routine. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.